Now, I'm sure you've heard the saying that winners never quit and quitters never win, right? Now, for the most part, that's true. But there is a time when quitting during practice can actually translate into big W's on match day. How so? By knowing your limits. You see, a lot of players think that it's the longer you practice, the better your results. But the truth of the matter is that it's the smarter you practice, the better your results. Subtle, but major difference. For example, when you're involved in a practice session, okay, you likely will be going through a series of drills, right? And with each of those drills, you'll have specific goals in mind with the hopes of strengthening certain parts of your game. Now listen, working to reach these goals is not going to be a walk in the park most times. If you're an intense player who practices very hard, you'll need to draw pretty substantially from both your mind as well as your body to achieve success. So yeah, you're definitely going to be working hard out there. And the longer you're mentally and physically working or engaged, the less mental and physical energy you'll have at your disposal. Then, as you continue to work, little by little, it's going to be a lot harder to focus and be a lot more difficult to execute properly. Okay, it's only natural. For instance, it's like your car. It's like when you're driving a car. Okay, the more you rev your engine, the longer that you have your foot on the gas, the more quick turns you're forced to take, the more you're forced to speed up and then slam on your brakes. Okay, the faster your car is going to deteriorate, and the harder it's going to be to achieve top performance. So, once you feel this starting to happen to you, okay, when you're feeling overwhelmingly fatigued and start to see your form take a major plunge for the worst, you want to seriously consider stopping, or at least think about taking a break for a moment, okay, and then come back to it. Why? Because when practicing, your body is learning. And if you force the issue when your performance is becoming consistently poor, you're going to start teaching yourself some very bad habits. Your mind and your muscles will begin to record those movements, those awkward swings, those lopsided stances, those delayed ways in which you recover. And as a result, you'll subconsciously think that those habits are okay to do. The invisible bar that determines what is needed to win will be drastically lowered. And what's worse, you won't even know it's happening until it's too late. Now, some of you might be saying, what's the big deal? I'll get back on track eventually. Not a smart move. You see, with each subpar or ill-prepared shot that you end up shanking over the net, you're going to be erasing one of your solid shots you completed before the breakdown. Make sense? You'll be undoing all the great work you just did and replacing it with the opposite. And what happens then is those undesired movements will be a lot more likely to creep up in your next match by surprise. And let me tell you, with all that added pressure piled high when it counts most, it'll be a lot more difficult to correct yourself. So, let's say that you're working on increasing your footwork skills and staying on your toes. And you've been doing it pretty efficiently. Then all of a sudden, your feet start to feel like cement. You find yourself flat-footed and lunging at the ball time and time again. I mean, even though you know what to do, the balls just keep shooting into the bottom of the net. If this takes place, what should be your next move? Quit. Exactly. Yes, I said it. Quit. Quit for a minute or two, and then come back to it. All right? Or go on to something else. Now, some players might say, hey, no pain, no gain. You have to make mistakes if you want to get better. That's very true. But don't misunderstand what I'm saying, though. Certainly, at times it very well can be the result of a quick lapse or hitch that you can get past if you just keep working at it. But if you try a few more, say around 5+, and still no improvement, then you know it's time. You see, by discontinuing the negative or unwanted behavior, the flat-footedness, the lunging, the reaching, you won't be tricking yourself. You won't be saying, oh, this is the right way to do it. This is what I can get by with. You won't be taking that into the match and be working with a plan B thinking it's plan A. Make sense? Okay. Now, something to note. The positive results will greatly outweigh or outnumber that of the negative and will be the majority of what you remember. Your body and your mind will really only know one way to operate, one way that feels and appears acceptable, the way that will produce the most solid shots and great court movement. And because of that, it'll be a heck of a lot easier for you to produce those same results later on when things are live and the stakes are at their highest. Why? Because you've really grooved it in deep. So, if you feel ultra fatigued and things aren't going right, don't sabotage yourself. Don't do what many players do and force the issue. Let me tell you, a couple of times doing it the right way always trumps doing it the wrong way 100 times over. So, store the good habits and eliminate the bad ones. And the best way you can learn to do that is by listening to your body. Take a break, regroup, rethink, and re-energize before you continue. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, like always, feel free to put that in the comment box below. And for tons more tips, tricks, and strategies, head over to our website at tennismindcamp.com/blog. And for our best-selling 19-hour course of kick butt tennis secrets, go ahead and visit our site below at tennismindcamp.com/course. All right, have a great day and an even better game.